Now, each of these stations, I'm going to give you two characters.
Can I just say it's circumstantial? Well, if you're dealing with people issues, you've got to do a lot of feeling.
Yeah, and that's emotional intelligence. So this group here, you could be one of those two. This group here, you could be one of those two, depending on which you use least. You could be one of those two. And you could well be one of those two, depending on which one you use least.
Einstein or... Is that
This group could be one of those two.
I can live with that.
You could be one of those two. Has everybody picked a number? So 8 or 9 here, 6 or 7, 12 or 1, 10 or 11, 4 or 5, 2 or 3. Has everybody picked a number? I generally find that the people at the back there, they turn around, I'm not Margaret Thatcher, no way. So these are just representative of those character traits that might be associated with that character and that style. Think Margaret Thatcher, think Alan Sugar, very demanding, very challenging. Aha! Where's the chap that couldn't decide? What's your name, sir? Richard. Let's say Richard, actually, he cannot differentiate between. You know, he's introverted or extroverted. He can't say which is the primary. Is it the blue? Is it the red? Is it the heart? Could well be sitting right in the middle. In other words, he can do it all. He dances around. And actually, we just call that the dozen. That's the person that sits in the middle. They're like a chameleon. They can play the different tunes, speak all the different languages. When I first came across one, I turned to him and said, James, you must get on with everybody. And he said, yeah, I do, actually. It's because when he's with a feel group, he talks the feel language. When he's with the think language, he goes into the logic and the process. And when he's with the green instinctive, he just gets down, bang, he's there. My favourite group, because that's where I sit, we love throwing hand grenades into conversations, mavericks. We soak it up.
I don't recognise that trait.
No, you're obviously the other one. But quietly soak it up, take it all on, probably get it before everybody else. The room's going round in meanders, and they go, God, when they're going to get to the point? Is that ringing bells? No. But if I want process and I want things done, I'm going to give it to the blue thinkers. If I want to build culture and I want social glue, I'm going to give it to the feelers. If I actually just want the down and dirty, boom, get on with it, I'm going to give it to the green. Perfect teams, though. Do we have a perfect team in the room? Yeah, we got the whole spectrum, haven't we? Now, what can you do with this? Well, you've got numbers. Where else are you familiar with 12 numbers?
Calendar.
12 months of the year, 12 signs of the zodiac, but what's the most obvious? The clock. So what you can actually do is you can map it. Here's where you sit around the wheel. Everybody recognise where the number is around the wheel on the clock face. There's the 12 characters. If you really want to know, Richard, what you are, go online, do an indicator, and we'll actually find out, are those domains real close, or is there a little bit more of a spread? Because right now, this is just a purely subjective process, isn't it? I've just asked you some subjective questions, whereas if I had to put some thinking into it, we might better tease out analytically and actually finely tune and find out exactly where you do sit. Does that make sense? So you can actually create your own perfect teams map. And these are some examples from the past. You can see a different spread up there, can't you? So these ones up here, these two here. Can you see what's missing in that team? Not much on the right-hand side of the clock face. But as a team, is that fit for purpose? What is it? The internal audit function in a big stock exchange. I can't name it. But as an internal audit function, that team's fit for purpose. Lots of process, lots of analysis going on. Would you put that team there into a selling situation? Which team would be better to be out there, front of house, selling? Probably that one there or that one there, yeah? So this is just something you can do with the information. Now, from an analytical point of view, what would you do if you brought these two together? Yeah, let's say you were the CEO of the one on the right and you were merging with the one on the left. That would be pistols or swords at dawn, wouldn't it? You would know that you were going to be in for a bit of a bun fight on bringing those two together. In actual fact, the one on the left was trying to sell to the one on the right, and the one on the right kicked them out. Why was that? Too airy-fairy, smoke and mirrors, not enough substance, not enough process. One on the left was very frustrated with the one on the right. Why was that? Not a lot of imagination, not a lot of spontaneity, a little bit moribund, process-oriented. Not so much warmth, not so much energy. Another way of looking at that is think of the FSA and the regulators on the right and the buccaneering brokerage firms in the city on the left. Culture clash. Is that making sense? So that's what you can do with some of the information.